just what changes you've seen in Beverly Hills since you were mayor.
I'd say enormous changes, but interestingly enough, the basic concept of the city remains that of a precious jewel, as it were, in the midst of a forest of dross. Not that I'm criticizing anything else, but you've got a world that has changed enormously all around. And Beverly Hills, of course, is a part of it. But if I go to the Middle East or I go to Asia and I mention Beverly Hills, it's still famous for the fact that it is intrinsically beautiful.
I don't think there have been very many changes, at least physically, and maybe that's all for the better. We've kept a relatively low profile as far as the commercial area is concerned. We've kept a nice residential area. I think the constituency has changed somewhat. We have different groups in town now than we had before, but otherwise I don't see any changes, especially physically.
One thing we haven't seen, and I think most people are grateful, is population growth. I was looking at a graph from about 20 years ago that projected us to have about 50% more people living in the city than we presently do. And we've been able to maintain the stable population, and I think that's been good. Changes, more stores, the business district, which was always well thought of, is now world class.
Well, I think there is a tremendous change in the city, namely that the citizens have changed considerably, and we have more Iranians and Israelis and other nationalities here, and the mix in the school district is different. The mix at the citizens level is different, and I hope that we can bring them into the community so that they're active in the election process.
All right.
The city doesn't change that quickly. It's the communities around us that change, that force us to slowly alter what we're doing. But this has turned into probably the entertainment capital of the world, Beverly Hills, with all the offices, with all the entertainment industry here, which has really helped us dramatically in our economy. Rodeo Drive, which used to be a lot of hype, has now turned into the world-class street for shopping, and rightfully so if you've ever visited any of the other countries and seen their streets. And it's still a beautiful place to live. And you travel anywhere in the world, and everybody knows Beverly Hills. And
what's going to happen? What's going to happen when the first accident happens after the flower pots are gone? I think they were put there for a purpose. I'm not sure. It was before my time. But poor Mark Schwartz, I mean, this is his goal in life. Get rid of the flower pots.
Well, I think that the more things change, the more they stay the same. The population has remained about the same amount, but there's probably more community involvement over the years than there were when I first came into office. And it's wonderful. It's great. Everybody's very interested in participating, makes things interesting and challenging. And the city has grown and changed quite a bit.
The population's been pretty much stable, but the economy has grown dramatically. We still are a little village community, a bedroom community. And what we've done is be able to give much better services to all of our 33,000 residents. We've got some magnificent businesses. I'm sure the other mayors have talked about it, what we are now, the entertainment capital, the retail capital. It just doesn't get any better than Beverly Hills, does it?
Well, I have an unusual view probably because usually people say, well, I wish it was like it used to be. I think it's better than ever. I really do. I think that it's progressed well. We've preserved through the years the integrity of the residential community. It's still a small community, and yet it's a very sophisticated community. And we're going through some changes now, which I think are necessary as we go into the 21st century. And I think it's maintaining those key elements of a wonderful place to live and a wonderful place to work that have been there since its founding.
Well,
the bad news change was the increase in traffic. And one of the things we live with is that we're the only city in the world, I dare you to think of another where the traffic goes all the way around and through us in so many directions. Other upscale residential communities don't have that problem. So that's been an increasing problem during these years. There's a lot of good things that have happened, a lot of very positive development that's enriched the cultural life and the regular daily life, the kids in the schools and the families that live here. It's a wonderful community and a great place to live. That aspect, I think, only grows better and better. But the traffic aspect has impacted everything. It impacts the way residents think about new development.
I only moved in at the latter part of 1986. Was able to get on the council in 92, ran in 91, so I'd only been here for 5.5 years before I'd run for the council. So my view of the city is somewhat short-term. But when I did get on the council, we had a general fund budget of $70 million. Now we're almost at $100 million. So just in 6 short years, we've moved up $30 million. And what that shows is the vitality of the business environment in the city. We have a tremendous residential community that has made major strides in working with the business community.
At this time, I want to bring it to a close, and I want to thank individually every mayor that has come, including our current mayor. And I think we had a wonderful time, and I think we had a great audience. And just kind of in passing, I'd like to say that you can only take with you what you've given away. And I think that's what volunteerism is really all about. Michael?
I don't think there's any more to be said, except to say thank you very much for coming, and thank you for sharing all sorts of information that I'm sure 9/10 of us did not know about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What's going to happen when the first accident happens after the flower pots are gone? I think they were put there for a purpose. I'm not sure. It was before my time. But poor Mark Schwartz, this is his goal in life. Get rid of the flower pots.